Hi, Charity Simmons, PSP fitness instructor from Cold Lake Air Base. Today I'm going to be talking to you about hydration. A lot of my reference is from Health Promotions. They give a course on top fuel for top performance. So they would hit on more sports supplements, fine-tuning your eating, training and recovery, and also hydration. So today I'm just going to touch on hydration. Staying hydrated. So why do fluids matter? They move nutrients and waste through your body. So the more you drink, you flush everything out. Keep your blood pressure normal. So instead of those highs and lows, obviously eating proper meals consistently throughout the day and not eating a whole lot of sugar would also do that, but fluids would also keep it hopefully at a normal rate. Protect and cushion your joints and organs. Control your body temperature. So that would kind of work both ways. If you're quite warm and you drink something cold, it would hopefully cool you down and keep it at a normal temperature. And the other way, if you're chilly and you drink something warm, some water with lemon in it, that would hopefully warm your insides up and keep you at a more steady state. Lower risk of dehydration and heat stroke. What is dehydration? When you lose more fluid than you intake. So definitely if you're in a hotter climate, especially right at the beginning of being in a hotter climate. So going overseas the first few weeks, going on a hot vacation, your body is not accustomed to it. So definitely it'll probably affect you higher level of dehydration right at the beginning. So signs of dehydration: increased heart rate, low blood pressure, thirst to extreme thirst, dry lips, dry mouth, flushed skin, headaches. You could be dizzy, fainting, and dark urine, strong smelling urine. And the list can keep going on and on. Decreased urine frequency. So not going to the washroom very often. Prolonged muscle soreness. So after your workout, you're sore for way too many days. Tired, no energy, or muscle cramps. Definitely the list can keep going on and on. And we don't want to go there, do we? So dehydration, specifically for children, is this next little bit. The younger a child is, the greater the risk is for dehydration. Children with moderate to severe dehydration should be seen by a doctor. So signs for them, a lot of it's the same signs, obviously for us, just it could be a little more serious with them. So dry, cracked lips, dry mouth, passes less urine than normal, drowsiness or irritability, cold, dry skin, low energy levels, seeming very weak or limp, no tears when crying. And again, this can also affect people at higher risks. So your age, either very young or very old, obesity, not accustomed to the heat, I already went over that. So your first few weeks or your first week when you're somewhere hot, your body's not used to it. Poor physical fitness, current illness, you're sleep deprived, drug or alcohol intake, obviously those are diuretics, and certain medications or nutritional supplements can also play a factor in dehydration. Stop me if I'm going too fast. All right, how dehydrated are you? So a quick reference here, a quick test to show how hydrated you are is the color of your urine. That's an easy way to check. So if you can see my colors here, it goes from very light, it's almost white, clear fluid, just a little bit of tint of yellow to it, to getting yellower, almost orange color. So when you're at the top, you're topped up with fluids. So you're doing great, you're topped up, you're good to go. When it starts getting just that tint of yellow to it, you're almost there, but you could still drink a little bit more just to keep your balance, the balance in you. Getting a little more yellow, you need to drink more fluids. Getting into that little tint of orange, you're getting very dehydrated. Drink some fluid to get back on track. And then when it's orange and maybe more, you might even get the smell into the second one here from the bottom, you need to drink more water. You are seriously dehydrated here. So we definitely do not want to go there. And again, then you'll go back to all those symptoms, the headache, the dizziness. Getting enough fluids. So these numbers here are in cups and your age over here. So 4 to 8 years old, you want to aim for about 5 cups. 9 to 13 years old, girls, you should aim for about 6 to 5 cups, boys about 7. 14 to 18 years old, women about 7 cups, men 10.5. 19 and up, women 9, and men 12. I know that seems like a lot, but remember, a lot of our cups, it works both ways, I guess. When you think you have a cup of coffee that you're drinking, that might be more than a cup of coffee, right? In your mug, that is more than a cup of coffee. So the good news is it works the same way with water. So most of our cups are probably more than a cup. So you're probably, when you think you're only drinking a cup, you might be having a cup and a half to 2. So types of fluids that you should intake, water should be your number one. Okay? Water should be your source, your main source of fluid. Sport drinks are not appropriate for children. Okay? There can be some caffeine in there, sugar. They're not required to drink that. Also with sports drinks, you really don't require a sport drink unless you're working out more than an hour and maybe a couple more times a day. Maybe a hockey tournament would be a good time to have a sports drink. Limit sweetening teas and coffee drinks with added sugar and cream. Okay, so if you're watching the calories, you definitely don't want to get your fluids by getting those sugars in there more. And then coffee, anything with caffeine, is also diuretic. Avoid drinking pop, energy drinks, and fruit drinks. You're getting a lot of calories in there with little nutrition. So a good choice to go with is flavoring your water, and we'll go over that after. One of the things could be flavoring it with 100% juice, but try and dilute it. So the more you get used to it, maybe you only need a splash of OJ instead of a half a cup and then your water. So keep trying to dilute it, get used to it, and dilute it more and more and more. And hopefully by the end, you won't even realize you're drinking, or maybe then you can switch right to water if water's not your friend all the time. Hydration in extreme environments. So I kind of touched on this. In extreme environments, it's even more important to be aware of fluid intake and fluid loss. Don't skip meals, and if you are, make sure when you are eating, you can eat more meals that hydrate you. You know, eating some watermelon, especially with kids. If you can't get the fluids in them as much as you like, watermelon, salads, cucumber, those are very, very high in water. Take the time to intake fluids. Basically, find what works for you. So we're going to go over some drinks after, and hopefully we can find what works for you. I know what works for me. I'm not a big water drinker. Most of the time I'm cold, so having cold water does not make me happy. So I have to find ways to get it in me. Okay? So different ways that might work for you. I know you can find an app on your phone, and every time you have a glass of water, you kind of click on that app and it'll count it for you. If that works for you, or if you're old school and have a piece of paper and cross out every time you have a drink. Lots of people have a glass of water, then or a glass of cup of coffee, and then you know, before you can have that second cup of coffee, you have to have 2 or 3 cups of water, or 2 cups of water. taking little sips all day, if that's what works for you, or guzzling it. You just got to find what works for you. Flavoring it, what we're going to go over in a little bit here, that might work for you as well. Maximize taste of your beverage. So like I said, that's what we're going to go over in a little bit here, is just showing you different options to flavor that water without using aspartame or sugar, or having just natural sugar in it. Minimize body water losses. All right, so tips to meet fluid needs. Be aware of your thirst and drink fluids often throughout the day. Choose water to drink when thirsty. Keep water nearby at all times. Drinks with caffeine should be limited to 3 cups a day. Not recommended again for children. Take sips of water while eating meals and snacks. That's another good one for slowing down. I know a lot of us, we eat too fast, so I like that one. Slow you down a bit and help you fill up, but also get some water in you. And remember to drink more when in hot weather or when you're very active. Okay, just going to read this out to you. Dehydration reduces exercise performance and makes exercise seem harder. If you are dehydrated, your body is unable to cool during exercise and you may develop heat illness. By the time you are thirsty, you have lost about 2% of your body weight in a form of fluid. When fluids levels drop this amount, this is about 15 to 20% performance decline. Since exercise dulls the sensation of thirst, you may find performance better if you follow a schedule for consuming fluid. Sweat rates range from 0.4 to 1.8 liters per hour, depending on the individual's fitness level, type of sport, and weather. You need to drink 1.5 times as much fluid as you lose because drinking encourages your kidneys to produce urine. For example, if you lose 1 kilogram of body weight, drink 1.5 liters of fluid, 1 liter for fluid loss, and 0.5 liters for urine loss. Make a plan to replace your fluid. So basically your hydration plan when exercising, about 2 to 4 hours before, about 300 to 600 milliliters. 1 hour to 2 hours before, 150 to 350 milliliters. While you're working out, every 15 to 20 minutes, 150 to 300 milliliters. And then after, for, like I said, read out, for every kilogram body weight loss, drink 1.5 liters. Consume carb foods, drinks, and foods that contain sodium if it's very hot and high humidity. So I know sports drinks is definitely a way for some people to go, which is fine. Like I said, if you're doing a tournament or something, you're working out well over an hour, keep in mind, definitely they would, the price is quite high. Just adding a little bit of salt to your water might be a better idea. Sport drinks are designed so fluid with a little carbohydrate entering your blood system quickly. These products, which are water and sugar, have no other nutrients like vitamins. So, like I said, maybe some orange juice diluted and a little bit of salt. Diluted fruit juice may be a better replacement beverage for 2 to 3 hours sessions of workouts. The juice contains carbohydrate, potassium, and vitamins. In hot weather, add a pinch of salt. If weight management is your primary concern, water may be your best fluid replacement choice for short bouts of physical activity. So I am going to go over a couple different drinks here, kind of my favorites. one of the things is maybe trying to find the container that works for you, or what works for you while you're working out, the mouthpiece, if you like a wider one, or a small if you like the straw. So I'm a mason jar person. They're cheap, they're easy. I mean, the only problem is they are glass, so I do like the glass bottles that they cover with the plastic, so if you drop them, they're good to go. I like drinking out of glass, that's my preference, but if you're okay with plastic, find what works for you. So this is one of my favorite ones. I had a lot of frozen stuff because I don't have to wash it, and it's usually cheaper, and frozen fruits and vegetables hold their nutrients. So I threw in some frozen blueberries, and then this is my new favorite thing. You guys probably have heard of it already or saw it already, but I did not realize you could buy lime and lemons frozen and cut up, so very convenient. If you don't want to buy them like this, you can also buy them fresh and cut them up. So I threw in a couple limes in there, but again, this is just too easy, cut, clean, done. I found some a chocolate mint plant. So I have it growing in my backyard, and it is growing like a weed. Any kind of mint, you can either crush it or kind of crumple it in your fingers so that the flavor comes out a little bit more. So again, I got blueberries in here. I'm gonna put my straw one on. I got blueberries in here, frozen blueberries, frozen lime, and my chocolate mint. If you don't have chocolate, just regular mint will do. And this is one of my favorite drinks right there. I like this lid as well. You can buy these at the dollar store, Walmart, or online. So it's made for mason jars, nice long straw, and I'm good there. I believe that's about 4 cups of water if it was right full. So that's, and I can drink that all, and then I fill it up again, sometimes 1 or 2 more times, and until the berries and everything start looking a little iffy. So a couple other lids I like. So that's my straw lid. This here, same thing. You can buy it online, or I can't remember, Walmart or Canadian Tire, but just screws on to my jar and pops up. So just Google mason jar lids, or go on Amazon. All right, so this guy, I have here an infuser. I have a mason jar infuser as well. I just made it so the berries aren't quite coloring up the water yet. But again, I like the glass. Unfortunately, the infuser is plastic, but it is approved, so it should be good to go. So I'm just going to put a mix of berries in here. Frozen berries again. So I think there's some blackberries, blueberries, raspberries in this guy. And then screw my lid on, and might have filled it too low. Nope. Okay. This is one of my favorites. So you can buy infusers that, if you don't like, when you drink out of this or the straw, sometimes the berry or the mint will get stuck. So this here would stop that problem if that bugs you. All right, so I did this with this here. I bought at the dollar store, and it's just a little plastic infuser. Another lid I like, I believe Canadian Tire, Walmart. They're stop leaks for mason jars, so you can take it to work and don't make a mess. If you like drinking out of, like, you can put it on this one, because then you could drink out of the big part. I prefer this mouthpiece, but you could go that direction if you wanted. So, and then this here just has a little mouthpiece right there, and you're good to go. So this one here, I just have kind of mason jar glasses, and this goes on. I didn't use a infuser. I found this one from the dollar store the other day. So they're little pods, I guess, little plastic pods. You can buy large ones, small ones, very, very cheap. And you put your mint, berries, whatever you want in them. So, melting a bit, but I put some berries in this one and some mint leaves in this one. So you got a ball of mint and the blueberries. Obviously, it's going to take a little while for it to melt and get the flavor in there, but it's pretty. So if you're having like a dinner party or something like that, it's kind of cool. So if you don't have these little pods, you could just do it with your regular, you could use your popsicle sticks, so they would be longer. Put some berries and some mint in your popsicle stick with water, freeze that, and then you'd have a longer tube to throw in your jar, or just your regular ice tray. I also found these little guys. They're just little bottle cap, plastic bottle caps. So if you like drinking out of a bottle more, the old Coke bottle or Pepsi bottle, you could throw these on and use that. You could also put a straw with that as well. Well, I hope that was interesting, and I hope you guys got something from it. And like I said, find what works for you for drinking. If you know, you have to write it down. If you know you need some kind of natural flavor in it, after drinking a cup of coffee, if you need to get 1 or 2 glasses of water in you before you can have that second one, whatever it is. So remember one thing, if you know, your wife is getting on your nerves, maybe it's not your wife at all. Maybe you're just dehydrated and you need a little drink. So keep that in mind next time somebody makes you angry. Just have a drink of water. You might feel better. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Take care. Drink up.